Hey, it's me, Kyle, Ruha777. So before this video starts, and I'll probably, I think I'll just put this at the start. This video was flagged for copyright claim. It was a claim, not a strike, so don't worry too much about that. So there is a section of this video I have to pull out, unfortunately, because part of the anime uses part of the game, and the anime does not want you to show you the results of the fifth trial cinema. So we're gonna cut out the cinema bit. Not much else I can do. I do have the video still there. You just can't see it globally. So it'll be for my heart. If you guys are curious, just Google somebody else's Let's Play. I've tried to contact the people that made this game, but I haven't heard anything. To be honest, like, no one really watches my channel, so it makes it really hard to have any clout. But if any of you enjoyed this video, I'm sorry for the edit. I hope you guys enjoyed the video anyways, though.
Oh, and welcome back, I think. Oh, I have to put it in my little headphones. But yes, let's go over the case, what we know, what we don't know. So, the person that died had the wolf tattoo on there. So they are very likely a wolf of Ragnarok, as they say. So we have to source out if anybody knows them. They also had fake nails, which makes me think it's not Kyoko. Because if it was Kyoko, she would have fake nails under her thing. They could have put fake nails on her before to make it look like it was her. But that's one possibility. The body is dry on half of it, which means that it was there after 7:30, which gives us an alibi. There is a tarp that is dirty on one side and clean on the other, so it might have been used to cover up the body during that time period, but I don't know. There's a missing chicken, which I have no clue on what it is. Excuse me. There's a bomb attached to the victim. It exploded. It could have killed them. If it killed them, Toko is probably to blame. We just axe her, and then it's... well, no, would it be her, or would it be the person that put the bomb on her? It would probably be the person that put the bomb on her. What else do we know? I have some suspicion that Toko is actually the military person, but I'm not fully sure. Which means there might be another 16th student that's pulling the strings. But we will see. What other truth bolts do I have to go on? Exploded body, sign, plastic thing, time there. Tarp, chicken. Before the body exploded, there was no blood, so it's obviously gray. This way. Earth. But she didn't have access to the room, so who could have got in there? Unless they planted it beforehand with the chicken blood. All I can think is they planted it beforehand with the chicken blood. Duct tape with blood. Chicken with some blood on it. Oh my god, I don't know. I think the chicken was used for a fake blood decoy of some sort. So I don't know. We'll have to see. Gyako and Monoku showed up together. Yeah, we're best friends. No, not really. Where the heck have you two been? We've been looking for clues. Where? Without a word. We were investigating, of course. How could you not figure that point out? Makoto ranked high enough for you guys to go off together and listen to you. Well, I've solved a lot of cases, so you kind of probably need my brain power to get through. Are you jealous? Hey. Yes. Are you making up some kind of creepy fantasy? What? Stop talking, brace yourselves. We'll be here any second. Any second, he'll show up anytime. When I imagine what happened, I find myself stop for that. I wonder if, like, Kyoko had to be, like, suspended somewhere or something like that. We stood by minutes waiting. Weird. 10.
Why?
What's going on here? Why hasn't Monokun shown up yet?
Could
Somebody
it be?
with him. When he died again, what should we do? Should we keep waiting for something?
What? Jesus! Not you. No! Did I scare you?
Come on.
A bit. I demand an explanation. Why did you waste your time? Make us wait. I made you wait. You got it all backwards. You're the ones that made me wait.
In other words,
I waited for everyone to arrive. But we can't start the trial until everyone's here. Then how can we do it before the 16th student is here? Now can we? What are you talking about? Everyone is here. We're all been waiting for. Sorry. Where's the 16th student? There's a 16th student hidden in the classroom child? That had to be the case. There's no way I could see it otherwise. I've been waiting for 10 minutes now, so it's okay if I punish one, making us all wait, right? If we agree it's a violation, I'll rank outright. If it's me you're talking for, wait right here. We heard the voice, we all spun. It has to be Tokyo. Okay, so Kyoko's not dead. Here, no rules have been broken. Kyoko. Is this really Kyoko? Oh, half of me wants to think this is not Kyoko. Kyoko, you're still alive? What? Oh, ghost! Stop that. If you want to fight during the class trial, we need to save the time for later.
What?
Okay, if that's a particular penalty for being
is that right?
I made it here just fine. That's the school regulation did. No, that's fine. It's just well, it's just fine. This has to be the same Kyoko that I like, right? Right, no penalty for that. I bet you were really sorry, right? I'll make sure you're sorry later. Anyways, hustle your butts to the elevator. Don't kill Kyoko afterwards, please. I don't want her to die. She might have killed them though. Kyoko! So you didn't really die.
Indeed.
Of course I didn't die. Thank God, I'm so glad you're okay. Perhaps that's not necessarily good for us. Huh? He's right. Now we've got to deal with a ghost. Stop talking about
Let's
that.
go.
Come on. We'll discuss it during the trial. Without even looking directly at Kyoko, Byaku stepped into the elevator. Wait, Master, wait for me. Recall, who knows what might happen to us if we take long.
But
I'm happy when the trial's all over. One after another, we pile into the elevator. But I can't find myself. I had to talk to Kyoko before the trial started. Something's up here. Listen, before we start, I have to ask you something. Where have you been this whole time? I used the key of yours to go somewhere. Didn't you?
correct.
I went to investigate the second floor dormitory. The second floor dormitory.
That's right.
There aren't any monitors or cameras there, so I was able to avoid Monokune's game completely. Of course, I have some his announcements because of that. I had no idea a body was been discovered. Then, when did you find out?
So,
Just now I finished my search and came back down just in time to hear the class's trial announcement. So, I took some time to go over the crime scene first, and I couldn't go completely uninformed, could I? So that's why you're late now.
however,
Sorry to keep you waiting, but if you were on the second floor dormitory, then what's the key you found goes to?
wrong.
Actually, that's precisely not
In
correct.
other words,
I use Monokune's secret tool, which can open any locked in the school. Any locked school. So she used the tool that can open any locked.
just a second.
What are you two doing? Hurry up before we get in trouble with Monokune.
Makoto.
We can go all over the details after we go through the class trial. Right now, I have come. I just want to focus on survive in a close
Would
situation.
seem
It's probably best to single the most crucial moment so far for me. For her, simply to put it, certainly the class trial is important to everyone, right? So why is she saying it's a critical moment for her?
goodbye.
Well, if that's the moment, well, uncertain Kyoko made her way into an elevator. I'm just overthinking what she said, right? I don't know, this one's hard. There isn't a lot of present evidence. Let's begin the class trial. The door slid shut. So few people. 6. So that makes 7-ish. Isn't it time to or see your dressing soon? Can't imagine ever getting used to the mental pressure of coming prepare for execution in darkness. Nobody said a word. We just stood there in silence. After an immeasurable period of time, the doors opened. A dazing light penetrated deeply into my eyes. It wasn't looming light of hope, it was despair. It was a blinding light of despair.
I can't wait!
Whoa,
I
this is a
can't
different one. Different group. Alright, I've been waiting for this. I feel like it's been forever since you've all gone. I feel like it's time for fun. Time for pointless jokes and jabs.
Chills! Chills!
Now let's
Kills!
go on with the show. This is a different place. So the curtains open on the cliff travel. They all been different? I don't know. The deadly judgment, the deadly deception, the deadly betrayal, the deadly riddle, the deadly defense, the deadly faith, the deadly last trial. Push save. We'll do this down to 5. I should be more, like, better at sorting up my things. I wish I could move files around so I didn't have to worry about it. Oh, lost thoughts. Increase the amount of time. Phrases. 3. Let's just go for it. No reason to wait. Alright.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial.
Sure, why not?
Your votes will determine the results.
The black cat.
If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. Then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Okay, well,
I don't
I'll
wanna-
leave the rest up to you.
Well then, let's discuss the specifics of the victim.
Okay.
First, we need to clarify who exactly the unidentified victim is.
It's Kyoko. There's no other
Yeah,
explanation.
but Kyoko's here.
Kyoko's standing right there.
No,
Might be
that's a
Kyoko.
ghost.
Some sort. I don't know.
But
Seems so like
she has legs and stuff.
Well, that's just
legs.
because
Proof of not ghost.
she's like the latest evolution in ghost technology.
Evolved, yeah, ghost right now.
There's a limit to how much ridiculousness I can tolerate.
Okay. So I just have to prove that the corpse isn't Kyoko, right? Then let's compare Kyoko's traits to the traits of the dead body.
Her traits?
Her body, her glove, pierce, yes, face. We gotta check the face out.
I got it!
Gloves. Nothing else makes sense.
I'm talking about her gloves. They'll give us some insight into the mystery. I'm sure of it.
Yep, at least we
In
have her
that
body
case,
to check.
I think it would be helpful if someone explained why she actually wears those gloves.
And would you happen to know the answer?
In fact, Monokuma told me. Apparently you have scars on your hands you don't want anyone to see.
They might be tattoos of the beast, though.
Oh, you know, now that I think about it, the corpse wasn't wearing any gloves, right?
Yeah, but that doesn't prove anything, you know.
They probably
money
just got
here.
burnt up in the explosion.
Yeah,
I'm
but they
not
weren't there.
convinced. The ghost is just trying to fool us all.
No lie. There's no way it could be focused, right? You can prove it. Can't prove why. We're gonna be stuck. Let's do move forward. I decision of choice. Fingernails, right? The tattoo on the hand. Fake nails. I'm gonna go with the fake nails.
That Kyoko there is just a ghost.
His ghosts are right.
Okay, then prove it. Prove she's not a ghost.
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
me that
Then she was
sec.
wearing gloves before the explosion.
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves.
Let's go with
Because
the...
that corpse is absolutely Kyoko.
This entire discussion is idiotic.
Yeah, I agree.
That Kyoko. Okay, then prove
The dead body
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion.
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves.
Oh man, I
that
hate
corpse
that
is
so
this
much.
entire discussion is idiotic.
I hate that.
That Kyoko. Okay, then prove
The dead body
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion.
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves.
There we go.
No, that's wrong.
Hero, you're being ridiculous and I need to take you down.
No, there's no way the corpse was wearing gloves. Whoever it was, they were wearing fake nails, remember? I imagine trying to wear gloves over nails like that would have been a pretty big pain. Besides, Kyoko...
Besides Kyoko's gloves.
It'd be pretty weird for someone who's self-conscious about their hands to wear fake nails.
Yeah,
Don't
come
you
on.
think?
Jeez, man, you know...
I don't know how to get off auto when I want to get it off auto, please. Don't get the wrong idea.
Anyone doesn't know women, it's you.
Well, Kyoko, any thoughts?
These gloves were custom made to the size of my hands to make sure they don't interfere with my daily life. If I wore fake nails, the glove...
Then that's that.
Oh
The
shit.
dead body doesn't belong...
Did she say?
Which should have been obvious since she's standing right here.
Okay, so then, who's the real victim? First, we need to figure that out.
That's the first thing I said. You're the one who's been dragging us around in circles.
Can I get off this thing? Anything behind the start the rotation? I guess it's just set on auto when they talk. Sprinkler, the possessive. We gotta go with the right hand.
Kyoko really is still alive. Then who died?
There's gotta be some way to figure it out.
I guess we
I don't
just.
think so. The face was scorched beyond recognition,
That's fine.
and there wasn't any description in the Monokuma file.
My game is like freaking out.
Oh, if we can't identify the body...
We can't identify the body.
It's wrong.
More than one way that's gonna get.
There was one clue left behind that we can use to
There we go.
identify
My
the body.
spacebar was stuck down
What?
for some reason.
For real?
Sorry about that, guys. For realsies.
Ryan will die a cruel and unusual death.
Oh, that's nothing new.
Cruel and unusual death. This I gotta see.
Gotta love that upbeat right there.
She's just being stupid. Ignore them, Makoto. Tell us what you're talking about.
Thank you, Hina.
The key to figuring out who it was is the tattoo on the back of her hand.
Oh, yeah. The
How could we
design's
forget
pretty
that?
strange, huh? Is this a dog?
It's a
Her
wolf.
master must have made her get it. To be like, you're my bitch.
Sure.
Seriously?
What?
They really did something that humiliating?
No, that's not it. The identity of the victim is hidden within that tattoo.
Oh, really?
Space for a second here. Here's to where's the report?
I got it!
Good enough.
The Fenrir Mercenary Corps. That's the name of the military group Mukuro Ikusaba belonged to.
Okay, so...
Oh.
To show that they're a member of the team, each soldier that joins the squad would
I get
get a
that tattoo.
tattoo representing Fenrir somewhere on their body.
Fenrir?
Wolves are right. Ping ping. Oh, we're gonna do the hangman thing. WF. Do that thing. Thank you. No, I need F. This is so much better than our last game where we had so much more like trouble because I didn't know what to do. There it is. Thank you. Oh,
Now I understand.
feels so good. I wonder if in Japanese it has more letters.
The representation of Fenrir is a wolf.
Fenrir, the Wolf of Ragnarok. It's from Norse mythology. A huge, world-ending wolf beast. He's the child of the trickster god Loki, and a female giant.
After all this time, we finally got a glimpse of the literary all-star.
I guess.
Tattoo. Then that means
Exactly. The body we found had a tattoo of a wolf. Which means that person must have once belonged to Fenrir. So it must have been Mukuro.
What?
hold on. Isn't she the one that was behind this whole thing?
You sound surprised, but you're absolutely right. Yes, indeed. The trial this time is to solve the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba.
I guess we'll never see her face, sadly.
Are you saying the mastermind is dead? Now we
No.
have to have a cool-ass trial?
Don't be dumb.
No. It means we were wrong in thinking that Mukuro was the mastermind at all.
But I mean, being the ultimate despair seems like a pretty mastermindy title to me.
Maybe we shouldn't have been thinking of her as the ultimate despair in the first place.
She's the ultimate
After all, looking at her profile, I didn't see anything that would fit such a description. All it said was that she was the ultimate soldier. If I remember correctly, that other information came from Kyoko. That's what you told Makoto, right?
Oh god, we're gonna have to figure out if Kyoko did it.
So that means Kyoko got it wrong?
Who was she? Who was Mukuro Ikusaba?
I would like to know
She's
too,
been
Gary.
gone this whole time, and when she finally turns up, she gets killed. Usually when there's a scene where an important character dies, it has a lot more detail.
So you're saying she wasn't an important character? Which would mean she was the same as us. Just another participant.
Where's she during the
Who's
other
the
career?
real mastermind?
Good question.
The Hope's Peak Academy headmaster after all.
No, the headmaster has nothing to do with it.
But how can we trust that? We already know your information about Mukuro was wrong.
My information was not wrong.
Okay. We're in the middle of a
Taylor,
trial right now.
another
Figuring
title.
out who killed Mukuro is first and foremost. Please limit all future prattle, chatter, and chit-chat as much as possible.
Okay, whatever.
Fine. Uncovering the identity of the mastermind will have to wait. But remember this. No matter what happens, we will find out who you really are. I stake my family name on it.
If I'm not a dick.
I have officially decided to completely ignore all such attempts at provocation. Now then, just so nobody's confused, let me state this one more time for the record. The reason we're having a class trial is because a murder among the students has taken place. Hammer that point straight into your big ol' brains!
What you're saying is that both the victim and the culprit are part of the student body?
Yep.
Then, one of us killed Mukuro?
Wait, no! There's a chance that there's some mystery 17th person who's been hiding
gonna
all
shoot
over.
them.
Nope. There are only 16 students in total that have been taking part in these events.
Seriously? Then one of us killed Mukuro?
Who did it? Who's the killer this time?
Get a hold of yourself. We've already narrowed down the list of possible
It's
suspects.
either Kyoko, Choko, or like another mysterious person.
I'm sure you realize who I'm talking about, right, Makoto? Who the evidence points to?
It points to us.
I got it!
It's us.
You've narrowed it down to Kyoko and me.
Why do you say that?
Allow me to explain.
I don't know if it's fully one of us two or if there's a
Just
third
after
person.
nighttime last night, I went to the garden, so I can confirm that at that point, there was no dead body there. So, the murder must have taken place after I left the garden. However, Hiro, Toko, Hina, and I were in the gym the entire time.
The gym?
That's right. The four of us were there trying to dismantle Monokuma. The whole time we were very careful not to go anywhere alone. We even went to the bathroom in pairs. All of which is to say, the four of us all have alibis. The only ones without alibis
Are me and Makoto. That's why you're able to narrow down the list of suspects.
exactly so.
The only one suspect now is me and Kyoko. Still, I can't let this stand, so now I have to.
I have something I'd like to say regarding the whole alibi thing.
Are you thinking of raising an objection?
Yep.
Well, before that, I just want to try and get a better idea of what time the murder took place. Doing that might reveal some kind of clue.
Whatever you want.
During the...
Somebody go ahead and help him out.
Me
I'll
and
take you out,
Byakuya can both confirm that the body wasn't in the garden at... Well, it was after nighttime for sure. I'd say it must have been around 10 o'clock. So the murder must have happened after 10 p.m.
Yep, that's
Then I guess we can say the time frame for the murder was between then and when we found the body? Oh, but what time did we find the body?
The one who saw the body first was Toko, right? And she went to go get the pickaxe.
I got it!
9
The
o'clock.
body must have been discovered at 9 a.m., since that's when Toko went to get the pickaxe.
No, then Toko, what time is it? Left the room, it's just about 9 o'clock, probably 9 on the dot right now. Go get the pickaxe
He's right. It had to be around then.
So we can be totally sure the murder happened sometime between 10 at night and 9 in the morning.
I'm okay
For
with
me,
that.
I was already asleep before nighttime hit, so I don't have an alibi after 10 o'clock. But I'm sure I met up with everyone else before 9 this morning.
We ran into each other in the dining hall, right? Oh yeah! Right around 7:30.
Wasn't Hina alone
I
there?
remember
can't
checking
remember.
right before I went in, so I'm totally sure about it.
Oh my god, she was alone for a little
Which
bit there.
means from 10 p.m. to 7:30 a.m., you don't have an alibi.
I don't have an alibi, so let's start the game. Prove my alibi, period. We have to prove the murder didn't happen during that time. To do that, I have to make sure the body ended up in the garden at that time. Give me those bullets, please. Body analysis, right?
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yep.
Yep, and Makoto doesn't have an alibi for most of that time.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock
I have the
to
important time, man.
7:30.
That's more than enough time to commit murder, I should think. So Makoto, if you have any objections...
Now would be the time. We've established a time. It took place somewhere between 9 o'clock.
Yep, and Makoto doesn't have an alibi.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
Get it, please.
That's more than enough time
Oh
to
my
commit
god,
murder.
did I
Makoto,
really
if
miss
you
it
have
again?
any objections, now
I
would
do have an objection in time, boys.
We've
Byaku.
established a time. It took place somewhere between 9 o'clock. Yep. And Makoto.
Yeah, from to 7:30.
Please tell me that hit. No? The sprinkling system was there.
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yep, and Makoto doesn't have an alibi for most of that time.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
Oh my god. We'll try shooting though.
We've established a
10 o'clock
time frame for the murder.
Oh, that's
It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock.
There we go.
No, that's wrong.
Wrong side of the equation there.
Actually, the murder couldn't have happened anywhere near 10 o'clock. It had to have taken place way...
And what makes you say that?
Because I'm smarter than you, Byaku.
Because of the sprinklers in the garden. The sprinklers are set to go off right at 7:30 every morning, right? So if the body had been in the garden before 7:30, then it should have been completely soaked.
Unless the tarp was used.
I remember this part perfectly. The body was wet. Dripping wet, in fact.
Only on the top
Sorry,
half.
Toko, but you're wrong.
I'm wrong?
Yep.
How?
Because
Are
you're
you
an idiot.
saying only the mouth down south was wet? How dare you spew such indecent words!
No, I'm saying that the body was wet, but not because of the sprinklers.
What do you mean by denying the sprinkler? Are you trying to deny my entire existence?
Oh, trust me, I wish I could, but...
You're totally wacko.
If you really think it wasn't the sprinkler, you'd better tell us what.
Please give me a multiple choice, please. All I have to do is insert a piece of evidence. Let's make it clear. There should be 5 moment of truth. Oh, damn it. It's gonna be one of these mini games.
I admit nothing. I hate you. No! I don't know anything. Hold on. Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. I hate you. No! I don't know anything. Hold on. Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. I hate you. No! I don't know anything.
Final strike.
How can you say it
This should prove it.
Oh, we did that one pretty good, guys. We're getting some skills.
Just remember what the body was like after the explosion. And you
See why I couldn't be the
the top
sprinklers.
half of the body was wet, yes. But the bottom half was completely dry. If the sprinklers got the body wet, shouldn't the whole body have been wet?
So they only got the top wet? The bottom was completely dry? What a brutal maniac!
I'm so sick of her.
Let's
I am too,
just
but whatever.
move on. The reason only the top half was wet was because
Fire!
while the body was still on fire, I doused it with water.
Oh, then I guess the sprinklers really didn't do it.
Thank you, Choco.
So if the sprinklers didn't get the body wet, then the murder must have taken place sometime
7:30.
after the sprinklers turned on at 7:30 in the morning.
Which means she must have been killed sometime between then and when the body was discovered at 9.
But Makoto's alibi was only missing from 10 o'clock last night to 7:30 this morning,
How
right?
convenient for me.
So there's no way Makoto could have done it. I guess you had an alibi after all. Good for you.
In which case, the only one left without an alibi is Kyoko.
Oh, Kyoko, please don't die in this case. Kyoko is the only one without an alibi, which means that Makoto's killer is. I refuse to believe it. Kyoko murdered someone.
I'd just like to say one thing.
Thank you, Kyoko. We need
If
to
you
get
vote for
permission.
me and I die here, the mystery of this school will stay hidden forever. Which is why I can't let that happen.
You gotta give me some evidence to believe in you,
So
Kyoko.
are you saying you're not the culprit?
Of course I'm not. I have no reason to kill anyone. This is a trap the mastermind has laid for us.
Oh! It does feel like a trap, though.
A trap?
We're this far into the game and now you decide to blame me? Stop wasting time! Stop wasting energy! You really think your little trick is gonna work?
I do have some evidence to prove to kind of think that it is. Perhaps
You
not.
got it, boss! Shutting up now!
Anyway,
Okay.
Kyoko, you actually did have a reason to kill her.
Huh? She did?
She thought Mukuro was the ultimate despair. In other words, the mastermind behind everything. So she killed her to try and put a stop to all this. Isn't that right, Kyoko? But you made one catastrophic mistake. Mukuro wasn't the mastermind at all. And as a result, we were forced into another trial, something I'm sure you weren't at all expecting.
So that was her motive?
She had a motive and no alibi. Well then, I think it's pretty clear Kyoko's gotta be the culprit.
Yeah, but what of the chicken, the tarp, like bandages in there?
I'm not the only one without an alibi. Makoto's explanation is still insufficient. The sprinklers didn't get the body wet, but that doesn't mean the murder happened when he said it did.
What are you...
Because you see, There is a way the body could have avoided getting wet.
Interesting. I'm listening.
Is Kyoko trying to yank her chain?
All it would take is covering the body with a certain something to keep it from getting wet.
Oh, I knew this would bite us in the ass. I knew this one piece of evidence would just bite us in the ass. Give me that tarp.
I got it! You're talking about the tarp, aren't you?
You catch on quick.
Yeah. Oh, we're so pitted against
You're right.
Kyoko right now. We're fighting for
All
our
you
lives.
have to do is cover the body with the tarp, and that'd take care of the water. In fact, that's exactly what the killer did. The dirt pattern on the tarp can attest to that.
Right.
Only one side of the tarp got dirty,
Yeah, I
because
picked up
that's
on
the
that.
side that got covered in
Yeah, I
water.
saw this coming.
The side that faced down over the body, meanwhile,
I got
kept
to pull
perfectly
that.
clean.
Had it.
This
Yeah,
proves that the killer used the tarp to keep the body from getting soaked.
But why would they go to all that effort just to keep the body from getting wet?
Most likely so they could cloud the issue of when the murder actually took place. In other words, to create an excuse exactly like the one Makoto just gave us.
Oh my god. This makes it difficult, but there's still the blood in the locker room. Let's say that. Why would she make it look like Albert's the killer? There's... No, I can't think about that right now. That tarp. It's a piece of the tarp. Must have touched the body, but there's no blood on it. The body...
Wait, something's not right.
And what might that be?
I don't worry about the photo. If I don't do something, we need to do something to pull out the blood. Oh man, this is great. Examination of body, whole body. Analysis. So it's an examination.
By covering the body with the tarp, the killer prevented it from getting wet.
So the reason the tarp was only dirty on one side is because the sprinkler got that side wet.
But the underside of the tarp, it was totally spotless, right?
Yeah.
It's because that side was protected from the water.
Oh no, damn it. Oh, I screwed that up.
Shoot!
I should have listened to the
By
kids.
covering the body with the tarp, the killer prevented it from getting wet.
Body analysis.
So the reason the tarp was only dirty on one side is because the sprinkler got that side wet.
But the underside of the tarp, it was totally spotless, right?
It's because that side was protected from the water. Since it was facing down toward the body, of course it didn't get dirty.
Go for it. Hero, you're gonna be my, like, #1 threat for
By
like,
covering the body with the killer prevents
So the
Oh,
reason
Kyoko, why do you have
Sprinkler got
but the underside, it was totally spotless, right?
because that side was protected from the water.
Yeah,
Since it was facing down toward the body, of course it didn't get dirty.
Get that one
No,
done with.
it's wrong.
Oh, we can pull it one by
Actually, one side being clean is pretty strange if you think about it.
one. But what's even stranger,
Because the blood wasn't dry before the body got blown up, right? Byakuya said it himself. Not to touch it, or you might get some on you. If you put a tarp on a body in that state, it absolutely would have gotten blood on it.
Well, maybe the culprit washed it, so nobody would know they'd used it.
but that
If
side's
they had,
dirty.
they would have washed both sides. Just washing the one side wouldn't hide anything.
Oh, yeah, true.
More than that, what if the very blood we saw on the body was meant as a kind of camouflage?
With the chicken. It might be
What if,
the chicken.
after the killer used the tarp to avoid the sprinklers, they then covered the body in blood that
So
didn't
Choco-
belong to the victim?
Killed her by making this.
You mean someone else's blood?
I think we're gonna get
Where would
Toka
they
here.
get something like
The
that?
chicken.
I
The
know!
chicken's there.
They could have grabbed some of the blood packs from the nurse's office.
Maybe.
That's what Hifumi did, right? When he pretended to be dead?
That would work.
No, that's not what happened this time. The killer got the blood from right there in the garden.
That chicken.
I got it! Could it have been chicken blood?
What? Chicken blood?
When I checked the chicken coop before the murder, there were 5 chickens.
So there was little inklings.
But
of
after
this
the
that happened,
murder,
not all of
there were
this.
only 4.
So you're saying someone killed a chicken and then covered the body with its blood? Man, that's messed up.
Killing a living thing just to do something like that is awful. They should have at least eaten it.
I agree.
I wonder if the killer had to get the blood from the scene so they wouldn't be spotted walking around. Anyway, there's no denying that a chicken went missing, which provides a basis for my theory.
Perhaps, but even so, there's one thing that still doesn't make sense. You said the culprit used the tarp to avoid the water and then covered the body in blood, right? But if that's the case, then the blood should have soaked into the ground around the body. But that's not what we saw. Only the victim's clothing had
Well, they
blood
could
on
have
it.
sprinkled on it.
The ground was completely clean.
I have to agree, that certainly is strange. Maybe they didn't apply the blood at the scene. Maybe they covered the coat in blood beforehand.
They covered it beforehand?
When you discovered the body, was it wearing the coat like you normally would?
Thinking, this has to do with
I
the
think so.
colossal one.
Wait,
It was backwards.
the head was through the neck hole,
I don't
but the
remember
arms
that.
weren't in the sleeves.
Then that settles it.
Okay, the coat
Sorry,
was applied
I'm
on.
having a tough time keeping up.
Here's what happened. The murder took place before the sprinklers went off. But the body didn't get wet because the killer covered it with the tarp. Then, later, at the same time the killer was gathering up the tarp, they pulled the coat over the body, the coat they'd already covered in blood. This series of cover-ups was meant to disguise the actual time the murder occurred. They wanted us to think the murder happened sometime after the sprinklers had gone off, at 7:30.
If that's actually what took place, it certainly becomes possible that the murder happened earlier.
It could have been all the way back at the beginning of the game.
Pull all that off.
It has to be at the beginning of the game that they did this. Because there's no way they could have done it any earlier. Because then the class trials would require there to be the ultimate despair.
Wouldn't they have had to go back to the garden after the sprinklers turned off?
That actually wouldn't have been all that difficult.
Huh?
They already had the coat ready, so they just had to grab the tarp and pull the coat over the body. They'd be done in no time.
Maybe, but still.
Hina, after you met up with Makoto in the dining hall, did you two stay together from that point on?
Yes.
Oh no. I headed off to the gym, and
Oh,
Makoto
God.
didn't show up till later.
Hina could
Then
have
you
done
had
it
plenty of
still.
time to spare, wouldn't you say?
God.
That's not...
Don't bother saying it's not possible.
It is possible.
I must admit, Kyoko's reasoning is sound. Makoto's alibi is inadequate.
Yeah. Suspect why is Kyoko trapping me? I don't understand. Either she is the killer or something. I disguised the dead body's time.
Well then, it looks like we're back to square one.
Yeah,
Makoto's
really.
alibi is no good, so once again, our suspects are him and Kyoko.
For serious, man? Which one of them did it?
I don't know if it was either Kyoko
Hey,
or
why don't we let luck decide? Let's flip a coin. 50-50 odds.
Oh,
I guess.
See? Pretty good idea, right?
no, not that. I just remembered something super serious.
Okay.
Well, don't just stand there. Out with it.
You know that knife we found all black and burnt?
Yeah, it was mine.
One we found stuck in the body before
Oh,
it
I have
exploded,
to
right?
come up with something here.
According to the Monokuma file, the knife went all the way through, from front to back.
We had the knife
So,
somewhere.
what about it?
I'm pretty sure I'd seen that knife
Yeah,
somewhere
it's
before.
mine, just
That's what I
say
thought
it.
when I first saw it. I just remembered.
Oh my god, this makes it. Listen, now finally. Now that we have the knife, we gotta do it. We can't let Toko keep it. That's for sure. I don't know what to do with it. Anyways, so what do we do? Why don't you hang on to it? Oh god, did she plan this whole thing? On me.
It's the knife we gave to Makoto?
God, this one makes it hard for me to figure out where to dodge. There has to be wiggle room.
You don't seem surprised. You must have noticed earlier.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
Then why did you hide that fact?
it's not that I hid it. It's just...
I didn't know that. I couldn't be sure what exactly happened last night. I thought the killer really...
Suspicious! Very suspicious
Yeah, I
indeed.
know. We gotta figure
The
out.
knife we found stuck in the body came from Makoto. Now I'm totally convinced he did it. 12,000% convinced.
Okay, so we have to figure out a way to either get this back on Kyoko, who's totally betrayed us in a very sinister way. I can could have seen her coming a little bit, but it's gonna be hard to get it. Considering everything until now, I have to Okay, what evidence do we have to work with? This guy's dead body analysis.
The knife we found lodged in the dead body.
It's the same one we gave to Makoto.
It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
If he did have that knife before, and that seals it. Makoto did it.
Just because I had the knife once, that automatically makes me the killer?
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her, right? So there's no question. You took that knife of yours and killed her with it.
What a horrible man you are, Makoto.
Body, this guy's body. We're gonna go with the explosion bit because I'm pretty sure the explosion go
The
with.
knife we found lodged in the dead body.
It's the same one we gave to Makoto.
Yep.
It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
If he did have that knife before, and that seals it. Makoto did it.
Just because I had the knife once, that automatically makes me the
I
killer?
have to go for the prig.
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her, right? So there's no question.
Okay.
You took that knife.
What a horrible man you are, Makoto.
Sorry.
The knife we found, it's the same. It really is, isn't it?
If he did have that seals it. Just because I had that automatically...
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her, right?
Nope. Gotta go back to the true bullets. Body analysis. Explosion. Explosions burning up rapidly about expire. Soak. Gotta find out how to dry. Anything else? What else we have?
Shoot!
The knife we found lodged in the dead body.
This guy's dead body.
It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
If he did have that knife before, and that seals it. Makoto
We
did
have to
it.
go to this guy's body.
Just because I had the...
What does this guy's body tell us? We've got so little to work with. And the sprinkler, more suspicious. We have to go with this guy's body. Why would I do that?
That automatically
Because that's all I
makes
can
me
think
the
of.
killer?
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her.
Yeah.
No,
That was
it's
a
not.
hard one there. There are a lot of little possibilities, so... We're doing good
Wait,
so far.
hold on.
So far.
The stab wound isn't what killed Mukuro. That should be clear from the description of the cover-up we just heard.
Lies! We never talked about what killed her.
No, don't you remember? The killer covered the dead body with the tarp, and then put the bloody coat on it, right? In other words, the victim never wore that blood-stained coat until after they were dead.
Okay, fine. So what?
So, when we discovered the body, the knife had been thrust through the coat along with the body. Meaning, if she wasn't stabbed until the coat was put on, and she was already dead at that point, Obviously, the stab wound isn't what killed her.
Maybe you stabbed her twice. Once to kill her and once to cover it up.
That feels weird. Let's start twice in the same time as possible. The prediction arrived at. Oh my god. Right now. Upper body. Soaked. I don't know what would cause that to be fake. I don't know what would cause that to be fake. Body before then. Oh no, that's not it. We're gonna die here. There's no way I can get this one. So, the victim was stabbed twice in the same spot. There's no way that could be possible. Oh, the Monokuma file! Yes, right. Let's stab a single time. So that has to be it. There we go. I forgot that those things are reliable.
The Monokuma file clearly states that there was only one stab wound.
Oh yeah, it sure did. Totally forgot about it.
And the knife
Was just another piece of camouflage set up by the true killer. They probably stabbed her to draw attention away from what actually killed her. Exploding the body afterward was probably meant to do the same thing.
And that would actually kill her.
The explosion severely damaged the body, making it impossible to know what really killed her. It was all the killer's attempt to destroy all evidence of their crime.
So they wanted us to notice the stab wound and then detonated the body afterward. They meant for us to latch onto the knife as the cause of death, then destroy any evidence proving otherwise.
Oh, hey, I have a question. It kinda goes back to the beginning, but what's the deal with that explosion anyway? Why'd the body just blow up all of a sudden like that?
If you bothered to put that lump of gray matter between your ears to use, you'd know the answer.
Well, if you're so smart, just tell me.
I'll tell you. I bet some unknown quantum particle caused an atomic level spontaneous combustion!
I might be dumb, but even I'm not dumb enough to believe that.
Go ahead, Makoto. Tell her or we won't make any headway on this.
Give me some sweet, sweet life. We might make it through this one completely intact. I highly doubt it, but it's it's unlikely, but it's a
After
possibility.
the explosion, we found a tiny fragment of something on the ground near the body, right? That fragment reveals the cause of the explosion.
A bomb.
Huh? You know, I feel like I've seen something like it somewhere before.
That's only natural, because of course, we
this
saw
is
the
what
same
Master
thing when we
found.
dismantled Monokuma. It's part of a bomb.
Yeah, but I don't know. Headmaster has, or yeah, Mastermind has access to the bomb, but Kyoto could also.
Oh, then the explosion was because of the Monokuma bomb.
Anyway, the culprit's motive is becoming more and more obvious by the minute. They wanted the knife wound to look like the fatal injury so that we'd suspect Makoto, and the only one who would benefit from that is the only other possible suspect, you, Kyoko.
Oh,
Hold on a
please save
second,
yourself,
Kyoko.
Kyoko.
What's the problem?
Well, I just feel like we need to think this through. We still don't know what actually killed the victim.
That's true. It's definitely bugging me. What really killed her?
Fine, I have no problem with that. Let us continue the debate. It won't change the facts of the case regardless.
Kind of agree with Kyoko there, but Kyoko, please say something. We need to determine what ultimately killed the victim. Need something concrete. Whereabouts this time? Nickel and Diamond, the Monokuma file. So we need to pull something from the case here.
Then, shall we continue the debate?
Let's check what the Monokuma file has. Due to the explosion, the victims is unknown. They were, however, dead before the blast. The victim. Okay, so they were dead before the blast. So all that stuff about the blast going was wrong. Sorry about that. Quickly through. They were struck in the head with an object as thick as a metal pipe, and the body was covered injured with other wounds, but there were at least several days out. So this was a kill way before by a metal pipe. So there's something we can use
The
there.
victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
Yes.
The explosion didn't kill her for sure.
Yep.
Well, yeah. She was already totally dead when that happened.
And it wasn't because of the knife, right?
Yep.
And then there's only one other thing.
Oh, yeah. According to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body.
The knife covered up. Oh, God. They're like reading the same thing I am, and I'm having troubles with that. So due to the explosion, the victim is unknown, but they were, however, dead before the blast. The victim has been stabbed a single time with a knife. So that rules out the knife, which went completely through the body. So they've been struck in the head with the objects covered for several minutes. Oh gosh, we're gonna just have to roll the dice here, guys.
Then shall we
We're not
continue
gonna
the
make
debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure.
Yeah, you know the explosion didn't do it for sure.
Well, yeah. She was already totally dead when that happened.
And it wasn't because of the knife, right? And then there's only one other thing.
Oh, yeah. According to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body.
Well, we're gonna go for the other one. It's one of those two.
Then shall we consider the victim's fatal? The explosion didn't kill her.
Well, yeah.
And it wasn't then there's only...
Oh, yeah. That's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
Oh my god. Yeah, there we go, we died. Gotta give it another try.
I refuse to give up yet.
Wonder what it would be. The contradiction here is fun. Because it said the explosion didn't kill them. Or the blast.
The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure. I guess.
Well, yeah. She was already totally dead when that happened.
And it wasn't because of the knife, right? And then there's only one other thing.
Oh, yeah. According to the Monokuma file,
We'll take the head.
that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body.
Wounds.
Then shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has...
There we go.
No,
So, that's what they wanted me to do. It's kind of a weird stretch there, but... It's so
Blue Girl
tight.
died because of the blow to the back of the head she suffered.
Yeah,
What about the wounds all over the rest of her body?
those
The
were...
Monokuma file makes it clear that those weren't fresh wounds.
Oh yeah, good point.
But she could have
If
been
they
dead
were
for
old,
days.
I guess they don't really matter.
Okay, then we're safe in assuming the blow to the back of her head is what killed her.
But then, what was the murder weapon?
The
Could be anything,
Monokuma
wasn't it?
file says she was hit with a blunt object, about as thick as a metal pipe.
Oh, I bet it was the pickaxe.
No, that's not.
How is that even possible? If you hit someone with that, it'd cave their skull in completely.
Well, maybe they held it the other way and
but
hit her with the handle.
That
No
sounds even more
way!
like
The balance would be all off. You wouldn't be able to swing it with
Press
any
Kyoko,
kind of
she knows
power.
this one.
I wouldn't mind testing it on you if you want.
Yeah.
No thanks. I bet you just hit me with the metal end and call it an accident.
I'd love to scoop out that nasty brain of yours, throw it on the ground, and spit on it.
I feel the same way. Looks like
Seriously?
We want to figure out what killed her, right? It just so happens we already know.
What is
We
it?
already know? I knew we could count on you, Master.
Okay,
So
let me
what
get
was
over
it?
there.
Go ahead and tell them, Makoto. Surely you've deduced the real murder weapon?
It has to be the arrow. Dojo, they're just...
I got
Because
it!
that's the only thing it can do, right?
Mukuro was hit in the back of the head with something.
These arrows would be too
And
clumsy, I
that
think.
something was the titanium arrow we found in the locker in the dojo.
arrow. That's what the culprit attacked Mukuro with?
Indeed. There's no doubt about it.
I don't know if they would be able to snap that
you
one, but I
sure?
almost trust them.
That sounds kind of weird.
Hey! How dare you backtalk, Master? You have no right!
I'm not back-talking anything. I'm just saying what I think.
How can I do it? I don't blame him for doubt. There's more to weapon than one more secret. So this would be the discovery of the blood thing. So make an argument. Bloody duct tape, right? Because nothing else would matter.
The titanium arrow.
The titanium.
It was in the dojo locker, right? I have no doubt that was the murder weapon.
You sure?
You don't sound convinced. What's the problem?
Well, because in the Monokuma file, it said the weapon must have been about as thick as a metal pipe, right? It seems like an arrow would just be too thin.
Talking back to Master!
Oh, that's where the duct tape
have
comes
no
into.
right!
Oh. So they used a bunch of them at once. Would that still work? I don't know. You guys would have to tell me if you
The
can wrap them
titanium
like that.
arrow.
It was in the dojo, I have no doubt.
You sure?
You don't sound
Well, because in the Monokuma file, it said the weapon must have been about as thick as a metal pipe, right? It seems like an arrow would just be too thick.
Got you.
No, it's wrong.
It's okay, Hannah. I didn't get that one either. Thanks for the clarification.
You're right. Just the one arrow would have been too weak. That's why the killer used another weapon.
Duct
Another
tape.
weapon?
Inside the dojo locker, we also found a balled-up wad of duct tape. The killer probably
what that is
used this
for.
duct tape to bind multiple arrows together. Bundling them together using the duct tape would easily create a single weapon as thick as a pipe.
Yeah, but would it
And
have
that's
been force though?
exactly what the killer did.
It's similar to Aesop's fable about the bundle of sticks.
That's a
One
nice
stick
voice.
is weak, but put them together, and they become strong. It's meant to teach cooperation.
And murder.
That's harsh.
How is it harsh? Are you even listening?
Anyway, that explains the murder weapon. As for who the culprit is that stashed the weapon in the dojo locker,
It's probably
it
Kyoko.
was
She
you,
was cute.
Kyoko.
I've never been to the dojo.
Oh no, you absolutely have.
How can you say that with such confidence?
But she would have to murder them a while ago with the rooms he ended. She didn't have
Because
access
we
to
have
them, so
proof,
she
of
lets him
course.
kill her way
Don't we,
before.
Makoto?
Oh,
But she didn't have access to
What's
her.
the matter? Surely you don't intend to protect a murderer. You know what will happen if you do. If you cover for the culprit, there's only one thing that can lead to the death of us all.
of course I remember.
Then show us. Show everyone the evidence that proves Kyoko.
But she didn't have the key at the time. I don't know. It's weird. So unless the murder happened days ago, which it could have. Okay, yeah. I'm confused. How could she get the access to her room? I don't know. We'll have to see.
The one thing that proves Kyoko was in the dojo is right here. The key to the dojo locker.
I'm trying to remember the vision of her, the mass killer, and there. If she wore gloves or not. I think she did wear gloves in that one. So we'll have to see.
And how does that prove anything?
Because I found it in your room.
It was in my room?
Don't bother trying to play dumb.
But she didn't have
That
access
key
to her
is
room.
just the final piece of the puzzle.
No, it's...
Your
I feel like it's
non-existent
more...
alibi, your
Oh,
clear
there's a problem
motive,
now.
your attempts to frame Makoto for the crime. This all proves that you are the true culprit.
Hold on a second.
Yeah,
Not
but she
this
couldn't get
again.
anything.
You really are dead set on defending her, aren't you?
Now, if I could save her, she's been a
No,
part through
it's
so.
not that I want to defend her. It's just
She
there's
didn't have
one more
access.
thing I need to ask her. Kyoko, I want you to tell me something. Last night, you were in my room, weren't why? What were you doing there? That's what I need to know.
I was just protecting you.
What?
She was protecting me. What does she mean? Okay, so their hands were out, so their hands were showing, but they didn't have fake nails on. That is weird. They don't have fake nails on, but they don't have the gloves on. They aren't scarred. She came to my rescue. Couldn't be in. Which means that Kyoko killed someone.
That's enough. The time for idle chatter is over. A verdict is close at hand.
Wait. I'm warning you. Don't make this mistake. I'm not the killer.
Okay, you need a
I knew you were stubborn, but this is just getting ridiculous.
We need evidence.
Really? But you should know better than
Yeah,
anyone I
well,
didn't do it.
because
Can
you
you
have
tell
the
me
key.
I'm wrong?
I should know.
Yeah. Kyoko, yeah. Because she doesn't have the key. She didn't have access to her room, which then would be that where the body was when the body was found. So we have to pull the
Those
thing.
words you just spoke. What do you mean?
Exactly what I said. I'm not the killer. You should understand that more than anyone here.
Byakuya, what are you hiding?
Oh my god.
Master would
This game
never
is
hide
so
something from me.
trolling.
There's proof that you aren't the culprit. Is that what you're saying?
You stated a theory earlier. You said I hid the evidence of my crime in the dojo locker, and then left the locker key in my own room, correct? But could I really have done that?
Wait, Kyoko gave her one to what? Which means...
Those words you just spoke. What do you mean?
Exactly what I said. I'm not the killer. You should understand that more than anyone
So,
here.
I'm not the killer.
Byakuya, what are you hiding?
Master would
Did
never
Byaku
hide
do
something
this?
from
No,
me.
Byaku couldn't do this. Could he?
There's proof that you aren't the culprit.
Okay, so this is the
No, it's wrong.
But Byaku has an alibi, except for it could have been any time, right?
If I'm right, Kyoko wouldn't have been able
Why not?
because she had
Oh my
given
god, it
her
could
room
be
key
like
to
anyone
Byakuya.
right now.
I see. So that's what you
It would
meant.
have to be Byaku. Byaku is the only one
I
with
had the
access.
key to your room.
Oh my
Then
god.
obviously
Byaku is the
I had
lead
no way of
suspect
getting
now.
in.
I should have known that before. Oh, I should have picked that up so bad.
Without my room key, I couldn't have possibly put the locker key in there myself. Am I wrong?
It would appear not.
Then you're finally starting to understand.
No, actually the truth. There's clear contradiction in what Kyoko just told us in the line. This isn't like her, trying to save herself such a desperate life. Could she really be threatened? Could she really be the killer or something else, something deep inside? What Kyoko said earlier. She has the lock thing! Oh my god! It could have been her. The mystery, which is why this happened. The trap in the mastermind. Mastermind's trap. Mastermind is trying to trap Kyoko, but if that's really true, what should I do? Mastermind's trap. The victim was Makoto, and Kyoko killed her. What does Kyoko really know? What am I supposed to do? Kyoko's lying. I am the only one who knows it's a lie because she exposed the fact she had the lock thing. I didn't realize it. Well, that's what I can trust. Should I do Mastermind's trap? If I spend all this time trying to avoid danger, you'll never move forward. Oh my god, we're gonna kill Kyoko ourselves. Knowing the danger, but if the risk means solving the mystery, we have no choice. Am I wrong? What should I do? On this side.
There was a lie hidden within Kyoko's statement just now.
Sorry, Kyoko.
Isn't that right, Kyoko?
You said it. The burden of proof is on you, so let's hear it. Where's this lie, then?
Kyoko lied and keep the truth clear. Oh my god, did she really do it? If she did it, I would be so
I
raised.
didn't have the key to my room.
That doesn't matter.
Because I'd given it to Byakuya.
Yep. That doesn't matter.
There's no doubt about that, right?
Yep,
You are
there's no
correct.
doubt about that.
So I couldn't possibly have gotten into my room.
Then, Lily, how else could the key have gotten?
Someone other than me must have
Put it there. That's the only explanation.
Sorry, Kyoko.
I didn't have it because I'd given it to them.
There's no doubt about that.
Well, there goes my favorite character.
So I couldn't possibly have gotten into my room.
No, that's wrong. No, Kyoko could have gotten into her room. You said so yourself.
Actually, it's too precious. Not quite. I used Monika's secret tool, which can open any locked door in the school. But
Monokuma's secret tool?
Kyoko stole it from the headmaster's room.
Oh,
It
so
lets
that's
you get into
school.
any room in the school,
When did she get the file?
which
then?
means she could have used it to get into her own room.
And I guess that's it.
You're giving up just like that? You admit to killing.
No, I'm simply recognizing that I lost.
What are you talking about?
Like I said,
Jesus Christ.
this was a trap, and I wasn't able to escape it, so I lost. That's all this means.
Then,
Jesus Christ.
are you saying you really didn't?
But it could be anyone right now.
You
The only
really-
other one's Byaku.
Aren't the killer?
Okay, time's up!
Huh?
I'm sorry to say, but your time is up! All done, all finished. The class trial is all over.
But that's ridiculous! Since when is there any...
It's because you were late, so the trial started late and time ran out. So then, it's time for voting time, okay? Everyone, please vote using the lever in front of you. But I guess we already know who the blackened is, don't we?
Did we lose just forever here? Oh my god, what to do? Was Kyoko really the blackened this time? Oh my god. Did we get it right then? I don't know. This is intense. Good job, you got it right. Oh my god. Brilliant, right? You got it right. Doesn't mean Kyoko really killed her, but something strange going on here. Something's wrong with this whole class trial. Kyoko?
Now then, I prepared a very special punishment.
Is everyone ready? Okay. I'm
Let's
so
give it
confused.
everything we've got.
This one is confusing me more than any other one. Oh. God damn it. Sorry, Kyoko. But, like, the rules of the game makes it so she absolutely did do it. Oh, man. I was thinking she'd last until the end. That's diabolical traffic. Skill lesson. she gonna write something down for us? Damn it! Oh, there's sperm and eggs there. She's mad. She's like turning purple and blue. Is she afraid of death or something? Oh man. Oh! That one was hard. I think that's the one I liked the least. It was painful for me to watch. Somehow the class trail Miku Ishiba came to know. I still have to wonder whether Kyoko was actually innocent life. Regardless, the truth was forever left. Even for me, I just stopped thinking about it. It was the end of the Miku's class trail. In the end, it would prove to be our last class trial. Once the class trial was over, there was never a single murder to seek out. We obtained peace in exchange for the lives of all other. Is that the end of the game? That can't be the end of the game. Peace, but only inside the school. Oh my god, so we have the same mother there with you. It's like, peace, only us. It's only what we had.
No! This isn't right!
Oh, thank god it's not the end of it.
Makoto, why are you staring off into space? Don't you have a rebuttal for Kyoko's claim?
What just happened? Oh my god, what just happened? And that's right, I have to expose the blind. Spending time trying to go forward. Risk means wrong. She's not wrong, but looking careful. Let's let it go for now. I made my decision. I have to do it. There's no way she would kill someone. That was so crazy. Game. Oh my god. What the hell is that? There's some secret here. Something really mesmerizing.
Well, does no one have a rebuttal? Have you decided to accept her assertion as fact? I see. So you still refuse to accept it. I suppose we have to admit that Kyoko didn't put the locker key in her room. That it was someone else.
But who else could it have been?
I mean, Byakuya had a room key, right?
You! What are you trying to imply?
But of course, I have an alibi. From nighttime on, I was with you guys the entire time. I couldn't possibly have killed anyone, or put the key in Kyoko's room.
Well, someone had to put the key in there.
There's only one other possibility I can think of. Someone could have had the key on them, then once they arrived at the scene, pretended to find it there.
What could that be?
It had to be Makoto, right?
I don't see any other option.
When did I say? Oh.
Wait a second. You've got it all wrong. Let's think about it one more time. There's gotta be a hidden side to this case.
Huh? A hidden side?
First of all, there's something off about this entire trial. You all see it, don't you? Mukuro, who we didn't even know existed, suddenly shows up dead, and then we're thrown into a trial. And Kyoko even said, it's a trap the mastermind set for us. So that's why this has to be...
Okay, time's up!
Huh?
Time's up! Class trial's all over! Everyone can stop talking now!
What
What?
happens this way?
Time's up?
What do you mean time's up? There's no time's up. Since when have we...
It's because you were late, so we had to push back the start time. So then, it's time for voting time, okay? Everyone, please vote using the lever in front of you!
Voting time?
So are we gonna be guilty this time? A, B. So we failed once, which is why we didn't get a perfect score there. 87. Jesus Christ,
Now, who will be chosen as the Blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong
Should I have
one?
ran away? I don't know.
Hey, hold on! What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
It's gonna be me this time. There's no way around it. Oh my god. Wait, what? Think I'm the killer? Sorry, man. Sorry. That's all your fault. Everyone's got it wrong. You all got it wrong.
Yes, indeed.
Good job, everyone.
Yep.
But you got it right. I don't think that's it doesn't make sense. This whole file makes sense. Is this a fake file? Oh, it makes perfect sense. Same as always. So like the other class, right?
Kills! Kills! Kills!
Punishment. Wait, why do I? Kyoko,
I don't expect you to forgive me.
I don't expect you to forgive me.
I know this is all my fault.
Okay, Kyoko.
Let's give it everything we've got! It's punishment
Did she
time!
actually kill him? And this is a proof that this isn't the headmaster? This game is insane right now. This is probably my favorite trial because it's just, it's so zany and off the top. What's going on? What was that? Yeah,
This is...
Alter ego? Alter ego? It's something stupid virus that he must have planted it when he invaded my network. Damn and tell, I don't believe this.
It seems...
Seems to be the final miscalculation. Why didn't it save Kyoko then? No, you miscalculated from the very beginning.
What the heck?
What's
In
that?
other words,
What I'm saying is you shouldn't underestimate us. What are you talking like you already won? I barely felt it when it was like inch. Stupid virus is gone now, it's got it. So Makoto, maybe you didn't get this smash and flat, never seen again. So they were trying to frame me, and then they try to frame Kyoko also and make it look like I framed her. This is like insane. To waste away in garbage stew and better than special punishment. It's still not enough. I'm still not satisfied. I still am going to bring the spirit to Russell. Bring the spirit the entire So he's gone. Kyoko, what's the meaning of all this? What the hell is going on?
calm down.
It's okay. We're not the ones being trapped this time. Huh?
In other words,
Now it's Mastermind that's being ensnared.
What did you
What are
say?
you talking about? I'm so
So-
confused. You'll understand soon enough. Very soon indeed. So I'm alive somewhere in Dallas. Massive school tower over all the other buildings burst into an area. It's like the entire school center, its entire world. Hope Speak Academy, bring the top students from every field imaginable, government funded private school privilege. They say it comes here and manages to graduate, they'll be set for the rest of your life. Hundreds of years of tradition, it sends the cream of the crop into the workforce everywhere. It was built to raise hopes, the nation's future that makes hopes, and be a very friendly name. There was two things you need to attend this school. One, you need to already be attending high school. Two, you need to be the very best to do what you want. No ordinary student can enroll some of us. The only way is if you scouted by the school itself, standing there in the gate and fills filled with all the student was me. Okay. So we're back at the beginning of the game. What? Where am I? I woke up with my head resting atop a one desk. Is this us now or in the past? Oh, my body feels very heavy. I wonder if I zonked out in the middle of a boring class or whatever. What was it doing? Doing sleep just now? It was an 8th class before. What the heck's going on? Where are we? Finally. I finally feel my mind and body start coming back together. I woke up, just another dream. Dream inside a this nightmare. This is not a dream. Can't tell because stretch invades my nostrils was too powerful. Dream smells awful, so this is garbage. Which is the dark chasm with barely enough light. Trash pile up existing. This must be some kind of underground garbage pile. It's lucky we survived the ultimate. Some runner affects my situation here. That was the beginning of my problems. I just stuck in the trash, deep, wasting to die. I can't do it. I can't let that happen. Not after my good friend went through that to save me, do a cheaper route. Remembering all that, what happened. Alter Ego saved me. Thank you, Alter Ego. He was up the last bit of strength he could do. I can't give up now. I gotta find myself and my friends. Need of pursuing the survival game. First off, let's look around where we are. Oh my god. So much pain. Is this an airplane thing? Something weird that winds up in garbage. I think I'm gonna call it here. Get some more water, and then, yeah, just take a small break. So, yeah, I guess, see you guys next time. Don't kill your friends. Don't get them accused of what I don't know even who was guilty there. Yeah, and I guess just don't push evidence. So, take care, and don't get guilty. And if you do, fall in the trash.